We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on Austin Jackson, Miami Dolphins right tackle, and somehow he's just had such a great season. He's really turned it around. He's one of the players I probably break down the most on this channel week after week because his film becomes more and more impressive. He's one of the more consistent linemen on the team, and he went against Max Crosby and had a pretty good battle. Like, it wasn't perfect the whole time, but he gave Crosby one of his toughest battles of the year, and it looked pretty good. And Crosby is one of the best defensive players in the league, in my opinion. Here to see him one-on-one. His hands have just been such an improvement. I love the patience here. He gets out of his stance just super controlled, super relaxed. He's got a good base. Crosby is so precise and quick with his hands. You would think once you kind of get that swipe right there and he rips underneath, look at Jackson just quickly, reset his hands and then drive, get control, widen Jackson out, and this is on the first to rush of the game that ends up being a fumble. But he just wins his one-on-one with Crosby right away, and you can see how quick and active his hands are, and Jackson doesn't get beaten away the whole time, and he just pushes him past, let him, he's trying to run the arc there, and Jackson doesn't let him. Nice athleticism, making him go around like that. I just have been really impressed with Jackson this year. He's like, those apology forms going around on Twitter are pretty funny. Definitely deserves it, putting in that work. A lot of respect to Austin Jackson and what he's done this season. This play ends up being a 2-yard loss, but for me, when you're watching film, it's process over results, and the results there don't work for that specific play, but the process and job done by Austin Jackson here is very good. To get across, this guy's a 3-tech right here, and to get his face across and cut him off like this, Liam does a good job, getting a shoulder into that guy, but to get out, the lateral agility to get down, cross the face, and then hook your hips across. So if this was blocked up well on the other side, Jackson does his job here to perfection. And while I think he's shown great strides and improvements in pass protection this season, I think he's really, really good as a run blocker. I think that's where he really shines and makes a lot of his difference. He does it on the backside of runs like this. He does it on the play side, creates a lot of movement. And I think, once they get Robert Hunt back at that right guard spot, you could see some even more success running the ball, especially that side of the formation. Then here's an example of them running towards Austin Jackson, running a toss to his side, just absolutely dominating up front again. He can climb to the second level. We'll watch him here versus this guy right here, this defender, and look at him get off the ball. He explodes off the ball, gets low, good hand placement. He's driving, he's straining, good hips as well. And now he's able to cut him off, get his hips across to this side, knocks the guy off balance, knows that that running back's probably going to just get past him. So go to the second level. Don't even waste time blocking that guy anymore. Take out the linebacker, get hands on him, get physical. It's just great, great plays from Austin Jackson. He is out there bullying defenders at the first level, at the second level in that running game. He's making a huge difference. I really like running to his. Some more pass pro versus Crosby. It was a battle. Things I think he could have done better. Things that, I'm just going to try to show all of his one-on-one reps. Some of them, are better than others. Some you don't get to see too much because the ball's coming out so quickly. I think he gives up a lot of space here, but he's still able to at least get in front of Crosby. I do like the handwork. Want to see a better anchor and better play strength here at the, point of attack. But I do like the ability here where he's in a tough spot. His feet aren't on the ground to reset his hands and then get underneath. I feel like in the past, Jackson would have lost right here. Lost the leverage battle and would have gotten thrown to his back in past situations, but here he's able to reset his hands, maintain his balance, and then hold on to it long enough for allowing Tua to throw that ball down the field. So while I think that rep could be better from Jackson, I still think you can see the improvements, and that's going against one of the best guys in the league. Those guys get paid too, especially Crosby. So overall, I did like what I saw out of AJ in these situations. He just looks so much more comfortable. These one-on-one reps, the ball's coming out so quick that it doesn't really matter, but you can tell that, just based on how this rep was going, he did a great job here. Look at him just get out of his stance. In years past, he used to have pretty bad technique getting out of his stance. He's way more under control. He's got good balance. He's bending at the knees. He's not, hunched over, overextended. He's being patient with his hands. See what, look at this. This part right here. Crosby gives him a little bit fake. And a lot of the times when they do that, they want you to shoot with their hands, and then he'll beat you. But Jackson calls the bluff right there, shows the patience, then he gives you the hands. Now you're giving him the hand fight. He tries to rip underneath, and you just guide him right past the QB. That is amazing technique, amazing control. This is even improvement from what I saw earlier in the year. Jackson's been playing way better the whole year, but this technique, just purely getting out of your stance, is the best I've seen him at all season long. So, I mean, I have very high, I like, coming into preseason, like, if you saw my videos in the preseason, you can tell I was like, hey, Jackson looks better. We'll see if it translates to the regular season, but there's definitely something to work with there. And now he's, like, going to even higher expectations than I could even imagine. Love Jackson as a run blocker. Get down, help, create some movement there with Eichenberg, get to the second level, block off a linebacker. I like, this ability here, combo. And this is tough because this guy really gets over one-on-one straight up with Eichenberg. But you can tell he still helps create some movement there, then get off, cut off this linebacker. It just allows for a nice little lane for Mostert to work with. He is doing his job on most of these running plays. I feel like the biggest problem with the offense right now, other than, situational play calling, like things like that, like thinking about the players, I think the guard spots is probably the biggest concern on this offense with Cotton and Eichenberg out there. I think you get Hunt back and you feel a little bit better. You only have one out there and you can slide protection to one side to help those things out. You can really scheme around that, but with two backup guards in, it's a little bit more difficult. So I think getting Hunt back could help out this whole unit, whole offense, and we'll see if that makes like the difference with some of the things they're doing. Some more true one-on-ones for Jackson. This one, I would say, probably would have been a loss of a rep. Get some help there from Eichenberg, but there's still some nice things to see here. Like in the past, if he got hit with this spin move, he would end up on the ground and gotten absolutely destroyed on this play. But he actually does a decent job of like kind of recovering here. Like he misses. This is why you want to be patient with your hands. Like I know people are like, get your hands on the guy. Sometimes you want to be patient because you shoot over and you miss the time. Then Crosby gets back to the inside. He loses his balance, but look at him re-get that left hand back into the shoulder. Like he's not holding him or hooking the offensive lineman. His left is like still inside the shoulder pads to hold on. He gets help from the inside from Eichenberg, which is really what helps him out here. But he doesn't just completely lose after this. Like in this situation where you're off balance, you should be on the ground out of the play. But he's able to recover, show athleticism, and at least still maintain onto this long enough. It's pretty impressive recovery. It's still some not in good play, but there's still positives to take away from stuff like that. When you're going against Crosby, that stuff's gonna happen. I do really enjoy watching Jackson on the backside of these runs, getting these cutoff blocks, these reach blocks. He's shown some great athleticism because I know he, cut down on some weight too, but like he just gets out of his stance. He's looking very smooth. Like just love the angles taken here. Like that first step, getting underneath. Good job from Liam to slow that guy down too. Just get your head across from him, and now he look at him like the base off balance, able to recover. Just get your hands. He's hand fighting. Get your hips across. Good balance and body control to get back into position. Sometimes it's not even about like moving guys. It's all about positioning, angles, leverage, and Jackson does a good job there, allowing, and then Mostert gets downfield on a run. I think Mostert's been playing pretty well too. I want to see them really commit to the running game more, especially when they're playing the Jets, because this Jets matchup is going to be tough. Another rep one-on-one versus Crosby. He had a lot of one-on-one reps in this game, and you would think there would have been a lot more losses or like clear losses or beats. Here he doesn't, like the ball's coming out quickly, so it's tough for Crosby to really get there. But you can see he still does a pretty good job on this rep, under control, good hand usage, maybe a little overextended there. But he's able to get back with it, reset those hands, keep, widening him out. Crosby has to get super wide on his depth here. He goes a little too wide, and then they throw the ball, get it completed. It's a fumble. Doesn't matter. That has nothing to do with Jackson. But I still like a lot of these one-on-one reps. I do like what I've seen for the most part. For Jackson against Crosby. Another 1-1 rep for Jackson versus Crosby. This one, I feel like, Crosby was really trying to win to that outside, but Jackson was getting out there and really just getting him so wide that Crosby takes this angle and just loses his balance because he had to just keep taking a wider and wider angle. And even though he doesn't do too much on this play, he just plays half the man here. Like, look how much space gets created here. There's a lot of room to cut this back to the inside, but he has this half-man leverage to Crosby. Keeps forcing him to get wider and wider. Hit him with a one-hand. I like the one-hand stab that he works here with hit your left. Throwing off different hand techniques. Sometimes you use the two hands, one hand. Different hands here to look. And now you just keep widening him. Finish that block. Keep him on the ground. And allows Tua to throw the ball deep down the field to Tyreek Hill. There wasn't too many one-on-one reps with Jackson versus Crosby. And this is also the last play that I'm going to break down. But this was a pretty good one where he gets him widened enough here. Because he's a force defender. He has to play the outside. But now you're just trying to hook him out. He's creating some displacement here. He gets a little bit of help from Angled, who's chipping going to the next level. But like, I love the reset of those hands right there inside the chest. The low body leg drive right there. He's got the power too. You can see him just creating some movement, getting him wider. That's a good rep in my opinion. Not holding at all. I think Crosby's kind of looking for it too, but that's a really quality rep to get out here too, because he's pretty wide. He's like in a 9 technique. Jackson has to get out there. He's outside of the tight end who's angled on that play, but just really good stuff. Really like what I've seen from Austin Eckler. So you guys know the video. I think he's honestly becoming one of those guys at the position. That's because I thought he was playing well, but I also thought it was like kind of the scheme helping him out earlier in the season. But he's really coming along, even on like these reps. He's just looking more and more comfortable, even though the ball's coming out quick a lot, and it's sometimes the scheme helps him out in certain situations. When he's getting these one-on-one reps, he just looks like I've never seen him look before. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.